Hello, welcome to my channel, Autumn and the Mage. This is a general reading in regards to love for Cancer. It is general, so it might not resonate with you. If you were drawn to the reading, then perhaps there is a message intended for you here, or perhaps the entire message is intended for you. But if some part of it really doesn't resonate, don't try to force it. Just take what's yours and leave the rest behind. I'm sorry, I'm so out of breath. Because I was drinking right before I started the video. It was foolish of me. And so now I feel out of breath. So give me a second here. I actually already recorded this video. I did it during the full moon eclipse. I recorded the video, and amusingly, oddly, something, my recording program switched to my headset microphone instead of the camera microphone, so you could sort of hear me if you turn it up all the way. So I feel bad, so I decided to re-record the video. So all the cards have already been drawn, like the whole message is here already. I'm just going to be like re-delivering it. So if you've already watched the full moon eclipse video and managed to hear it, then you wouldn't want to watch this again. But if you watched and you couldn't hear it, or if you haven't seen it at all, then you might want to hear this. But the cards have already been drawn, is what I mean to say. I'm sorry about that. I like to draw the cards on camera because I think it just makes it more authentic, and like the message is coming like and delivered right away. So I feel better about that, but I do think it was an important message, so I want to re-record, and I will stop rambling. So I used Journey of Love Oracle deck, and we pulled out a card for past, present, and future in your connection, okay? And I want to remind you, past can be anywhere from years ago to like hours ago, really. It's just past. Same goes for future. So if you find yourself in a new connection, just because we've pulled up past energy doesn't necessarily mean that this reading isn't yours. But, watch what you want and take it as it resonates. So we are going to go ahead and get started. I pulled for past energy for you, Cancer. We get card number 38. It says the Pearl Threaded. For current energy, we get card 20, which is Sweet Soul Rising. And the future energy, we get card number 9, Heart of God. So I'm going to go ahead and read those to you from the book. Card number 38, the Pearl Threaded. Okay. It says, sorry. Though we labor through the illusion of individuality and have to face our inner challenges in solitude, our spiritual transformation is not an independent event, nor is it for our victory alone, as we approach the enlightened way of all-embracing love. Each human being is a pearl on the Divine Mother's garland, gradually assuming luster and revealing beauty, worth, and radiance over many lifetimes. Together we are creating a precious offering in return for her gift of life. We can learn to draw on the collective effort to allow our own journey to become integrated into the journey of the group without being weighed down, and instead to be lifted up. To do this, we honor the thread that connects each of us as one divine being, just like the various fingers that belong to the one hand. Then we honor the pearl essence of our divine nature, that we are capable of growth and transformation, becoming divine beauty. This oracle brings you a message. You are to shift your perspective to allow all groups that you are involved in to become a source of energetic lifting rather than depletion. If a group you are involved in cannot do this for you, then you may not be in vibrational resonance, and it may be time to seek a group that is more energetically supportive of your vibration. Trust your feelings and don't be scared to open up and allow yourself to connect with others. That way you can truly know if a group or gathering is for you, or if you need to move on. But do trust that you are not alone on your journey, and the soul connections that will nourish you will draw you to them, like strands of pearls on the Divine Mother's necklace. It says here, hearts apart remember love, and time stands still. And I remember reading this. I remember feeling like this is the person that you're connecting to, actually. I feel like they have, well, I think I'm remembering this correctly. I feel like someone, we'll say, someone in this connection is being held back by by who they are surrounded by. Like they are being shadowed, or they are being suppressed in some way, and so they're not able, this is past energy, of course, okay? So this person hasn't been able to shine as brightly as they would. They haven't been able to show their radiance, okay, or express it, um, because they're being dimmed by those around them. And I feel like that's what this past energy is about. Someone in the connection wasn't able to shine brightly. Someone wasn't able to maybe make the connection, or show their true selves, okay, because they're being dimmed by the people around them, and they needed to step out of that and find their crowd, find their people that will lift them, and that will help them, yeah, that will help them shine. And so I feel like the connection was hindered because of this energy, because of this sort of blocking of this person's radiance, okay? And I remember when we got this sweet soul rising, I was thinking that it was this person rising up, this person lifting themselves up out of this clouded energy, out of this dimmed energy. That's very much how I interpreted this when I just looked at the card, but the reading isn't exactly like that. So I'm going to go ahead and read what it says in the book. Card 20, Sweet Soul Rising. Let me do that. You may feel lost in your own thoughts and feelings. This is the sweetness of surrender into another world. It's a time to dream, to wonder. Not to be clear and sharp right at this precise moment. If you have a clear plan, let it become soft and feel your heart open to allowing whatever may be. We might believe that it is through tough action and dynamic assertiveness that we make our way through the world, yet sometimes the sweetness of the soul rises, and instead we can flow gently with the currents of the cosmic ocean, unsure of where we are headed, but safe in the truth that all waters naturally return to the ocean, where they are all wanting to go eventually anyway. You can use your own efforts to swim to your destination against the current at times, or you can float on the sweet love of your own soul as it enjoys the privilege of getting to know itself as one with the divine. This oracle brings you guidance now. Surrender and flow. This is not the time to assert your will and try to make things happen, no matter how much you want or believe that you should. There's something bigger happening, and everything is going to turn out perfectly according to a far larger plan that includes your well-being too, beloved. Sometimes we have to let go of our expectations about how the bigger plan will be achieved and just let it happen, trusting that it will actually take place even without us striving to make it so. This is one of those times. And there's a poem here that I'll read for you. It says, "With innocence I share my heart, a smile expressing with a tear. Sweet words and feelings that impart everything that I hold dear. The promise of a blossom high, the air is bathed in fragrant scent. To reach the sun you have to fly. Desire wells with love that's meant. To wait for heaven's soft embrace, a fruit so firm and succulent. God's promise must remain so chaste, while passion's glow is slowly spent. Such patience born with time's insight, my soul doth burn in embers light, and savors fresh and moist and ripe, the gift of love when it is right." Which actually feels more like a timing card, right? It feels like right now you or the person you're with, or just this connection is in an energy is sort of like, yeah, it's kind of less forceful energy, less like determination to make it be exactly this way or exactly that way, more just like go with the flow energy. And it feels like by doing that, by trusting in the knowledge that you will end up where you want to be, end up where you're intended to be, just trusting in it and going with it, it's easier. It's easier. And so it's kind of almost like a surrender, okay, which isn't giving up, okay, but a surrender to what is. Just let it be what it is and let it become what it's going to be, and stop forcing and stop like trying to manipulate it. So that's what I feel the energy is saying here. But doesn't it feel, didn't do you see how this could be someone rising up to shine brighter? But also, so that's what I felt when I first, or that's what I thought when I first saw this card come out after the pearl threaded. But anyway, the energy is of a release, of an acceptance, and of kind of free flowing. Okay. For future, we get card number 9, which says Heart of God. So I'm going to go ahead and read that to you now. Heart of God. You are a part of something profound, a divine calling and privilege. It is the role of inspirator or inspiratrix upon this earth, the women and men who have hearts capable of bliss. Bliss is what we feel when we let God in. The heart opens, and we cannot speak for the sensation of it. It cannot be described. Great hearts can tolerate mystery. They can bear the enormity of divine bliss beyond analysis and description and simply be. You don't have to do anything with it, you see. To be the inspiration is to have a heart open to the divine. It's a life calling. Your heart is an inspirational force to be loved, recognized, and protected for the precious catalyst of divine awakening that it is. Be led by your heart. God is in it, speaking through it, calling you forth to love, and the love that flows through your heart filters out through your toes, dripping on those beneath you as stars falling from heaven. This oracle holds a message for you, direct from the divine. You have a sacred purpose to fulfill upon this earth, and it's all sorted out. This situation, this issue, this awakening that you seek and are living even now is held lovingly in the hands of the divine creator. The creator says to you, leave it with me. It's all unfolding in perfection. I am alive in your heart. I am your heart. I'm going to read the poem. It says, when souls are touched with love sublime and hearts unleash the wonder found, a promise made somewhere in time of words that speak without a sound. In gratitude we transcend space and bless the gifts we now can keep of thoughts caress in soft embrace and eyes allowed in joy to weep. The moment's song that we compose will leave this life with no regret and carry forth what we impose to chart again a course once set. For what we have is ours to own, each breath a step we measure sweet. Together now we wait alone and walk in peace, our hearts complete. It feels like more confirmation that it will happen. Like what you're seeking will happen. You just so it's more of a knowing, but it feels so much like both of these energies here, the current and the future, just feel like an acceptance, and a trust in the divine or in God, whatever it is that you believe. It says God in this book, but it also says other things in this book. So whatever you believe in, okay, it feels like both of them, both the current and the future, are about like giving into that and accepting it and allow it to work its way in your life, and know that it's in your heart, okay, because it is, and know that you are a piece of it, and that it's kind of like a trusting sort of energy and just going with it and giving into it, and it will take you where you're intended to be. It will take you where you want to go. And there was something I remember that stood out in this before, but I'm not seeing it. It's not standing out to me again. But it is telling you, I mean, it's calling out for you to love. It's saying that you are capable of spreading that. Like almost, you are almost a, you know what? This is probably a bad example, but but we're going to try it. It's almost like your never-ending battery of love, okay? And it's like you're tapped into, and I mean, really, really, I don't know. I kind of believe we're all never-ending batteries of love, really, and that we're all tapped into this like pool that just never runs dry, and we can draw from it always and push it out to all of those people around us. But it's almost like that's what this is saying, like you have that in you, and you're being like, in the future, that's what you do. It's like you're just continuing to pour out that love, and but it's okay, because you're never going to run empty. You'll always be, you'll always have that pull to draw on, but also it will lead you to where you're supposed to be. And in the end of the poem here, it says, together now we wait alone and walk in peace, our hearts complete, which indicates that in the end, that the two are combined, the two are together. And so I feel like it's confirmation that you're still on that journey. But we'll go ahead and look at the clarifying cards real quick. So the pearl threaded, we got the Wheel of Fortune and the Temperance card, which really feels like just confirmation. This is, of course, past energy. And in the past, it felt like someone was surrounded by, you know what? That's right. I remember that this felt more like an individual, like less of a, well, at least aspects of this reading feel less like it's about two people and more like it's about one person. But take it how it resonates. The Wheel of Fortune represents things changing in a positive way. The wheel turns, and things are tough sometimes and things are brighter at times. But when the Wheel of Fortune comes out, it's an indication that things are improving, okay? And Temperance means that it needs time, okay? In the Temperance card, the Temperance card represents patience, okay? And the reason for that is because we're trying to create something that is perfect. And in order to create perfection, there has to be trial and error. There has to be a very precise measurement, and you have to be very careful, and you have to keep trying, and so you have to be patient while you work at it. So this is about things improving over time. And with that pearl threaded, like I said, I felt like the person wasn't shining. There's someone here who wasn't able to shine, possibly because they're surrounded by people that are dimming them. They're surrounded by people that are suppressing them in some way. And again, this is the past energy. But someone in this connection is being held back, or was being held back, and hopefully sets themselves free. I mean, it does imply that over time things have improved, or things will improve, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Temperance card there. The Sweet Soul Rising, we get, that's right, I remember. Okay, so I don't shuffle in cards in reverse. I don't do that. I shuffle all of them upright. So when a card comes out, manages to come out in the reverse, I take it very seriously. I mean, it's meant to be in reverse. So we get the Seven of Wands in reverse. And the Seven of Wands upright is kind of a protective energy, defensive energy. I was talking in the video, I don't know what these animals are. I think those are foxes. And I think this might be a wolverine, but I'm not really sure. But we're going to call them that just because we need to call them something. But it's like, if you can see in this card, this fox up above is protecting her family, or his family, protecting their family, something that is really important to them. And that's what the Seven of Wands represents. It represents protecting something that you value greatly, okay? Because wands are really important to us. They're our passions. They are what drive us forward. And so it's feeling very protective of that. And sometimes that's in a connection, like that's part of the connection. So the connection is this bundle that's being protected. Sometimes it's a person in the connection protecting against the other person. It's different in different situations. But when we get it in reverse like this, it's like the shields are coming down. It's like I was, and it can be taken two different ways. Either you can take it like I was very protective of this connection and I no longer feel the need to be, okay, like releasing it. Or it could be someone had their defenses up. They were shielding themselves and they are now dropping that shield. They're now releasing it, which is what it actually feels like to me, because this sweet soul rising is about releasing control, releasing, accepting everything, and trusting in the, having faith and trusting in the universe or God or whatever it is you believe in, and just knowing that you will get where you're intended to be. It's a going with the flow, which is definitely someone who is no longer holding up these shields, no longer blocking themselves, no longer blocking out other people, because that's what you do when you put up a shield. You're not only keeping them out, you're keeping yourself in, and you're blocking yourself from so many things because you have that shield up. So this is them releasing that shield. And then in addition to that, we get the Ace of Swords, which is clarity and truth. And this could be a communication of some sort, like someone coming forward and sharing some kind of truth or some kind of understanding. It can also be, because the Ace of Swords is sometimes like the light bulb coming on, like a sudden realization of something, like all of a sudden this makes sense. Okay. That could be the case with this. Another possibility is that the Ace of Swords is a decision to move forward in truth and honesty, because aces represent new beginnings and swords represent logic and clarity and truth. So it could be that someone here, okay, has put down their boundaries, dropped those walls, okay, and wants to move forward in this truth and in this clarity. So that's the current energy here. For the future energy, we get the Heart of God, which I have a harder time reading, because it's almost like it's saying the same thing. Just know that you'll know that you're working in the way that you're supposed to. Know that you are, well, this battery of love, this always charged battery of love, and that continuing to exist in that, or you don't even have to, it's not even like a choice that you can make. That is what you are, and you are connected to the divine, and things will end up how they're intended to be. That's really what I feel like that card is saying, and it's hard to interpret that as future energy for a connection, so maybe just hearing all of that, it means something to all of you. I don't know. But the first card that we got to clarify is the Ten of Wands, which is a feeling of being overwhelmed. Okay, overwhelmed. And sometimes that's overwhelmed with emotions. Sometimes it's overwhelmed with responsibilities, but it's a heaviness, okay, a weight that's being carried. All right, we get the World, which is cycles ending and new cycles beginning. With the World card, something has to end so that something else can begin. And it's possible that this feeling of being weighed down is what's ending. Tens represent the end, the completion. They represent completion. So it's possible that in the future, there's just more acceptance. It's possible that this is one person in the connection and this is another person in the connection. So in the current energy, someone is accepting and releasing, and in the future, the other person is accepting and releasing. But take it how it resonates. The World does represent cycles ending so new cycles can begin. And the Ten of Wands, like I said, is completion, feeling overwhelmed, feeling burdened, feeling like you're just carrying a lot. And it means a lot to you, these things that you carry. I don't know if you can see this image. It's actually really pretty. There's this like woman, and she's like carrying the whole like village there, or castle or something, on her back. You see her here? Anyway, it's a very pretty image. But that's what it is. That's so heavy, carrying all of that. And it's important to her. I mean, it's possibly her whole world, you know, but releasing so that something else can begin. And then we get the Page of Cups, which is an offer. The page is a gentle gesture of affection, something small. Sometimes it's an apology. Sometimes it's a compliment. It's just something small that comes from the heart. It's an opening of the heart and a communication of affection. Well, and then we get the King of Cups, which is your energy, Cancer. The King of Cups here. So this may be you receiving, this may be the other person, like expressing this affection, expressing this, offering this small cup, this small gesture to you, the King of Cups. King of Cups, this energy is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So, but it's really just open heart. The King and Queen of Cups represent very deep emotion, very deep emotion. And this is sort of hidden, with the King. He expresses it less than the Queen, but it is still it's an open heart, and it's really great energy, and it's yours. And it may be that the person expressing this Page of Cups is like really inside feeling a lot more, there's a lot more there than just this page, which is what they're offering. Like they're taking it slowly, sort of, okay? Either that, or this Page of Cups is being offered to you, and that King of Cups just really represents your energy there. You'll have to take that how it resonates. But I then drew cards from the Lover's Oracle, so I'm going to show those to you now. This was the first one, and it says, "Only time will tell." Super helpful. And the second card here, which says, "Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads." And this really feels like this current energy, release. Stop resisting change. Stop challenging it. There was positive change happening in the past, and that's something that will carry forward, but embrace it. Like, if this is you here, stop fighting it. With this seven of wands reversed, release that control, let it go, and just let it be. The King of Cups, that really is that that battery, that never-ending battery of love. That's that energy there. That's your energy. And I just feel like this is confirmation that you're going to get where you want to be. I mean, it's not like it doesn't feel like this Heart of God card made anything really clear for us, which is frustrating to me. But with the tarot here, it does look like someone is releasing that, the burden, letting go of the burden of things and the weight of it, so that they can begin a new journey. And then, like I said, offering this gesture, making this gesture. And this time frame can be, anywhere from months to years to weeks, maybe hours even. So it could happen soon, or it could happen in a while. But, focus on your happiness. Focus on what makes you happy and what brings you joy. And I know that you are that battery of love, and you're just giving and giving. And that's hard. It's hard on you. It can be. But just feed into what feels right to you, Give the love where it feels right to give the love, and move forward in that way. Let it flow naturally. Do what feels natural. Don't try to force it in any situation. If any situation is hurting you, don't continue to pour so much into it. That can be so hard to do. I know, so hard to do. But take a step back And you can still give to those situations, but don't give so much that you're hurting yourself, that you're draining yourself, and you need to like pull more from that battery pack because that hurts you. You need to feed your own heart. You need to do what feels right to you and go with that flow, you know. Anyway, I hope that resonates for you, Cancer. I hope that this clears something up for you or means something to you. And if it did, I'd love to hear about it. You could post in the comments. You could like the video if you want, or you could shoot me an email. My email address is listed in the description box of this video. But either way, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope that you remember to move forward with positive energy, positive thoughts, positive words, because we draw in what we think, we draw in what we believe. So remember to be positive, generous, and grateful so that you can draw in more of those things into your life. So thank you again. Good luck to you, Cancer, and I hope I see you back here in the future. Bye.